This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's dig into the details. This is London, former hedge fund owner. If you like crypto, trading Bitcoin or crypto, welcome, guys. You'll be right at home. Hit subscribe. Turn on the notification. I have a big important update for Bitcoin. We have a new pattern in play. I've brought this to the attention of our VIP. It's an exclusive group, I have to tell you. Very exclusive. We've had a lot of success in 2021 and beyond in terms of the group. Congratulations. Another VIP weekend. We're looking at a cup and handle. Very interesting. I'll tell you why this is an interesting dynamic, not just because we have noticed it, and it is typically, I'll say, the interesting component, a part of a bull market. Very high performing pattern as you would look at this on the 4-hourly chart or on the daily chart. A very high performer. I will tell you there's one distinction. Now, as we're looking at the CPI report come in next week, are we poised for a bull run? Guys, a micro bull run, some sort of shift in the market. Everyone's been talking about a pivot with the Fed. You guys, if you've been listening to Bloomberg at all, you know this. In terms of the pattern dynamics, I want to remind you at this mid-level here, as we would assess, are we ready for a bit of a bull run, which the cup and handle brings into question? Is it very, very strongly indicated or correlated with a bull market. In fact, most of the examples that you would find of a cup and handle are omitted from a bear market scenario, guys. The ones that are affiliated with the bear market are, I should rather say, omitted from the empirical studies that we focus on. So looking at this preceding, you guys remember this, we traded this and the fallout of the bull pennant in the mid-level. This is a very relevant topic right now in terms of how bullishly are we structured. This fell down into a bull flag. Now, with the CPI around the corner, you guys understand if we get some good news and the Fed already saying that they may be softening up a bit in terms of 75 basis points to 50 basis points, etc. If we're looking at a transitional framework here, this specific pattern is something based upon the empirical data, talking about the last 30, 40 years of studies with technical analysis, that the market participants are considering, is this a flash of a sign that we are in a bull market or close to, or at least flirting with the idea of getting back up on our feet in terms of Bitcoin and overall cryptos, Bitcoin, of course, being the leader. As we would make that assessment, let's look at one more issue. Now, let me take the bull, let's say this bullish pattern with the exception. Let me go ahead and mark that exception for all the VIP and shout out to all you guys. It's a great weekend. Hope you guys are doing well. We're looking forward to some volatility. What do we do when it goes lower, guys? We look at accumulation. We look at our entries for longs. When it goes higher, what do we look at? We look at our shorts. Guys, you guys got it. We're on both sides all the time. In terms of that, we also watch for pattern dynamics all the time, watching for pattern dynamics to see whether or not we're in for a significant move or not. Now, the amplitude move here, just so that you understand the dynamic of this specific cup and the handle, the amplitude move carry up would be that indicated, okay, top line that would be pushing up over the 4-hourly ice cold short line that we currently have. Guys, we're looking at a $19,100 target. Not bad at all. We've been talking about that 18,000 quite a bit. Shout out to Chris in the back. I think he's talking about an 18,000 target. Could go, he says. He's VIP, guys. Shout out to the Aussies. What's up in the house? Former military. What's going on, my man? As we would let's talk about the bullish exception or the differential with the bullish, what we don't like about this specific cup and handle. We'll also talk about another component or dynamic that we would look at and say, well, we may be indeed, along with that bull pennant, that triangulation that we pointed out at that mid-level, we may indeed be in somewhat of a bullish framework, would be on this daily. And you guys understand we have that expansion at this level. What we also caught into, I didn't make a big deal about it, I'll just tell you, the specific bull flag in this zone. I'll tell you, a lot of people like to just hammer cash into a trade when we talk about a bull flag. They just do. A lot of people like to just hammer into a trade. We like to approach it a little bit more calmly. On the candle wicks, we had a differential, but this specific move to the upside, it did catch. It reinforced, let's say this, it did reinforce the pattern we were looking at, the expansion, right? If you guys will look back at that pattern, it reinforced the expansion. A little bit complicated on the technicals. As you would look at this, we hit this bottom line. As we looked at that expansion, we did hit this bottom line support. right? That's a bell formation, a descending wedge. Sounds complicated. It's easy stuff, guys. There's probably 20 patterns you need to wrap your mind around. Once you get those sheets in your hands, the VIP probability sheets, this all becomes very easy. But given that the candle wick dropped down to this level of support, pay attention, VIP. Given the fact that the candle wick expressed itself down to this specific level of support, bam, perfect hit. We called that, told you guys be prepared along that level of support. The issue is the following. We caught on the actual line on the daily in a bull flag. We just did. Now, I didn't want to scream and everybody get excited about it. We picked up along our bell formation lower than the actual support level of the flag. But as we make the assessment, and this is kind of a twofold assessment here on the daily. Okay, this is the catch part for the bull or for the bears. Pardon. If you're a bear, you're going to like this part. In terms of the catch for it's either a bull flag, yes. Is it also classified as a mid-level construction function for a rising wedge? Now, this is where the bears get excited, okay? When I say a mid-level construction is any pattern wherein I'm seeing a channel formation cut across the middle of the pattern, okay? And I'll just tell you, this specific feature here is bearish by design. Not exactly when you have any type of a rising wedge. Typically they're bearish. I'll tell you that. Generally they're considered bearish. They break to the downside the majority of the time. When you're up and over the top of them, they like to frustrate. Without a doubt, they're great areas to short. Generally, we're going to watch the MACD, watch the other indicators that we focus on all the time. We focus on New York Institute of Finance. You guys know, former hedge fund owner right here, guys. This is London. Private, non-SEC, and not financial advice. So when I saw this, just to let you know, this is more of a mid-level component here, this channeling formation. Yes, it's technically a bull flag. I just don't like to get excited and push bull flags. I'll tell you guys, and we talk about it a little bit in the back, but I don't like to really push strong bull flags in the midst of a rising wedge. If you guys trade a lot, you know why. You know, it's just it can be a nightmare to deal with people. London, you said you just hammer into the top of a rising wedge. If you trade a lot, you'll understand. Well, that's typically a bearish pattern. So a little bit of flux, a little bit of flow there. If this flag formation is going to work out up and over the specific rising wedge for the traders, some of you will trade the bull flag no matter what, and you're trading it right now. I know that. So some of you are looking for another 3.64% on leverage. That's up to a 3.5 times your money. That's a nice trade. If you don't know how to trade leverage, guys, it's not about multiplying your risk or raising your risk. It's about less cash involvement and lowering your risk. Get plugged in with the right group today and squash the FUD on leverage. We hope to do that with you, and we trade on BTCC. You'll find the link at the front page of our Twitter. Without a doubt, #1 exchange, and guys, been around since you guys longer than any other, just so that you know, in the wake of FTX. Longer than any other exchange. If you're trading on some other exchange, you're worried right now. I get to tell you about BTCC, $3.5 thousand bonus. That's where you want to trade. I'll tell you guys, and I can help you really trade on that. At least understand. I'll say understand how to really trade on that. You guys know not financial advice, etc. It's not a security. I'll say that Bitcoin's not a security, so we enjoy that fact. Okay, we don't handle securities much in terms of if at all. So there's one more issue I want to go over for the VIP in terms of the expectations here. Check out the, I want to say, guys, let's talk about this. The issue on the cup and handle. What's another distinguishing factor that we have wherein almost by definition, by mere definition, we want to see on any cup and handle and just log this, okay? Log this in terms of your toolkit for a curvature and a handle, all right? Typically a very bullish pattern. We like to see them in bull markets. Great pattern to assess before the CPI report. I hope you're excited. I'm definitely excited about this pattern. I just am, guys, without a doubt. You guys got it. Let's see what we got here. So in terms of this, and I'm also excited just for the record about our green buy line and our fire sale line on the 4-hourly. Look at that fire sale line, perfectly in line with that preceding level of support. Boom, nice pivot, right? Nice in terms of that green buy line. If you guys aren't using Fire and Ice, our indicator, you can say you're trading, but in terms of capital management skills, I don't know how you're going to beat Fire and Ice. It's phenomenal. It's really, really fantastic. Glad to bring it to the market. But as we look at the cup and handle, the important fact is normally we'd like to see a cup and handle run up into the pattern from the downside. Just saying, guys. Normally we want to see that cup and handle be a part of an upward trajectory that continues like this to the upside. So it's an interrupted but rounded, guys, just a force to be reckoned with as part of typically a bull run. Those are the best performers, and of that market condition in bull runs, they're some of the top performers. They're probably I think they rank around 3 out of like 40 to 45 patterns. Guys, very, very, very impressive, depending on how many patterns you want to count as part of that set. What I will say is that we are dug into the micro right now, and you understand that's where your macro is going to be ultimately dictated by are these small moves. People want to know what is Bitcoin going to do next week. Me and my group, we're looking at what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. All right, we just are continually. We catch those trades, those moves. They're significant when you know how to position yourself and how to interact with an exchange. If you don't know how to interact with an exchange, you need to join VIP. Bottom line, you need to get into 100 rounds. Our training, very easy, guys. You're going to enjoy it. If you already enjoy the markets, you're going to enjoy 100 rounds. And I can't wait to see you get better in the end here in Q4. As we approach the holidays of 2022 and 2023, set the mark. Make 2023 about what you want to make it about. We're going to involve ourselves with a lot of hands-on training and growth. For a lot of traders, we're excited about that in 2023, without a doubt. Guys, we're going to take it by storm. So we're looking at an ascending triangulation here. Micro move, going to dictate, a good piece of the macro, in that the lower time frames will dictate the moves and the actual price formation on the larger time frame. So if we look at the 15-minute, it's going to affect the 4-hourly at some point. So your macro is going to be affected by your micro moves. So small, quick day traders, boom, boom, boom. Small pattern. I say small pattern and let's say tightly focused. Not small in terms of amount, but day traders are projecting into and helping construct those larger patterns. So we focus on, guys, of course, New York Institute of Finance on Bolkowski. I always bring the information back to the VIP before we share here at all in terms of this. And we're looking forward to launching the website, hopefully in the next, I keep saying 7 to 10 days. We've got a little bit of a delay, but we're working on that visual pattern index. That's done. A few other features we'd like to incorporate, maybe video, maybe some different screen sharings. We're working on some product suites and trying to decide what would be in the best interest, we think, overall of the community that we have. And remember, whether it's a bull market or a bear market, we want it to be our market. That's the bottom line. I want it to be your market. And guys, I want you to be able to handle yourself in this market. It's not easy. We always say, have said since the top, heavy cash reserves. Boom, guys. And we caught just so you know, we caught the spike at like 30 grand back to 69, called double top, you guys know. And hey, we had some real good calls in terms of this last year, and positioning the VIP. That's the way to be. That's the #1 trade group. This is London. Let's take a good look at this ascending triangulation. You've got a bit of an expansion going on here as well. We like to say we rock the bells to the upside. This is a bell pattern, an expansion, right? We look at an expansion like this, bullish. An expansion like this in the market, typically bearish, right? Wants to break to the upside. If you just put your fingers like this, bam, right? An expansion to the downside. Just understand, anytime you have that expansion, you always need to be prepared. And I keep saying this, but be prepared along support. Be prepared under support, but be prepared along support generally for any of these specific pattern formations. They're some of the best entries, and they can skip. This is skip to the downside. We're in a bullish pattern right now. Let's go, bulls. Let's see what you got. This is going to be a good weekend. I'm going to say, guys, we need some volatility. I don't expect Bitcoin to front run too much the CPI. If the cat's out of the bag somewhere and Bitcoin starts to really, really run ahead of the CPI, I'm going to start looking at Bitcoin. A lot of people may start looking at Bitcoin saying, well, how is Bitcoin front running a move with the CPI? If it were to front run and then retrace back, well, that's a different scenario. That'd be some nice, I suppose that'd be some nice volatility. So I think it could get away with that, but a sheer front run directionally of CPI, you get a lot of eyebrows raised in terms of what's really going on with Bitcoin. Cat's out of the bag in terms of CPI report, inflation report. We're gonna think through the fundamentals, not let them ruin the fun, but we're definitely gonna participate in that CPI report. That's gonna be on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have got Powell with a press conference. Yes, you guys got it right. The Fed, we got to deal with them. Let's, guys, let's go. Let's get in the back. Let's trade. We've got these dynamics in our own VIP trade group room. If you'd like to join us, this specific link here on our Twitter will allow you to join. You're welcome to join, without a doubt. Also hit join from a desktop computer. And once you join, go ahead and hit that first pin tweet right here. Boom. Put I am VIP. And if you put I am VIP, that'll put you in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with the back end, all the materials you need to succeed. I'll give you the materials that Wall Street are looking at, the top pro traders learn with, and we will get into the we'll get into the march and the hunt in terms of what your trade approach will be. If you already have one, welcome, guys. It's going to be a nice year, especially if you decide to join the #1 group. And that's it. I don't plug the group. I want the #1 traders in the market. I'm a former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, not financial advice, but I want you guys in our group. I'm with the group. So, guys, take care of yourself. It's a VIP weekend. Let's get on these patterns. Let's deal with it. Had some great trades. I think we caught literally, I'm going to say we caught 80% of the moves in the back. 80%. I'll be honest about that. 80%. We had to sleep at some point, but 80% of the moves we caught in the back this last week. Be a part of the action. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIPTrader.com.